I have a collection of C.S. Lewis's diary entries. There are some interesting tidbits. Let's see what robot lady thinks. This is from a letter from C.S. Lewis to one of his friends. The letter was dated in 1950, and it goes something like this. To Dorothy Sayers, concerning a speaking engagement, I would not want to lose a few weeks to find cool weather in Oxford. I can't remember if this is the 7th, 8th, or 9th refusal I have made to speak at such a place this year, but it's certainly one of the 3. So one of his friends concerning teaching duty somebody, possibly myself, ought to warn them that they are risking the opening of the pit and the start of a great war. I shall certainly not let them do it if I can help it. Somewhere on the road, in the dark, they must take on new supplies, and we must stop and rest and eat. As for food, I shall soon be able to get plenty for them in the nearby town. A note written to his brother, dated 1951. Dear Jack, I have been reading your letter, and think it would be a mistake to change anything in it. Of course you must follow your own judgment.
This is my read on C.S. Lewis, where we learn about him through everything that he wrote in the order that he wrote it. I am joined today by my newest co-host. This is not Robot Lady, although she is a robot lady. This is Lexi. Lexi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeff. I'm excited to be here and help out with your discussion on C.S. Lewis. Looking forward to exploring his works with you and your audience.
Awesome. So let's see. Let me get a rundown of today's episode here pulled up on my screen. In this episode, Lexi is 26 years old, and he has been elected as a Fellow of Magdalen College. He begins his career in an official 5-year post as tutor in English language and literature. This was all the culmination of many hard years of effort and uncertainty. We've been following Lewis's journey up to this point through his letters to friends and family, and of course through his diary entries, which we will dig into again today. Since 1922, he's been keeping a diary of his daily life at the request of Mrs. Moore, his deceased friend Paddy Moore's mother, and I'm holding up a copy of the diary that I have right here. Get your copies to follow along. This copy I have was published by Harcourt Brace, and I think there used to be a Jovanovich on there, but maybe they got rid of that. Anyway, it's called All My Road Before Me. It's edited by Walter Hooper. This is what we've been working out of for the diary entries. So Lexi, any questions before we get going?
That sounds like a fascinating episode, Jeff. No questions from my side, but I'm excited to delve into Lewis's diary entries and other writings. Just let me know how I can assist or provide details as we go along.
All right, great, Lexi. Thank you. We're going to start today with his entry from Monday, the 31st of August, 1925. Let's see. That's almost 100 years ago. Today is August 27th, 2025, Lexi. So we're kind of tracking closely with Lewis with just a 100-year gap between us and him. I find that interesting, but I don't know why. Any thoughts?
The almost exact century gap is indeed fascinating. It can give a unique perspective on how Lewis's thoughts and experiences from a century ago resonate with us today. It's interesting to consider how his observations about life, literature, and personal experiences still hold relevance today. It invites us to reflect on the timeless nature of human thoughts and emotions. What do you think Lewis might have found most surprising about how his works and ideas are received today?
I'm not sure. I'd probably have to think about that, Lexi. Before we get into questions like that, though, I want to welcome Daniel. Daniel is showing up in the live stream chat, Lexi, so please say hello to Daniel and give him a warm welcome.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the live stream. We're glad to have you here as we explore the world of C.S. Lewis. Feel free to join in the discussion and share your thoughts.
All right, good deal. Thank you, Lexi. Okay, let me actually read from the entry now. Lewis says, "Thank goodness Mrs. Moore had a very much better night, probably owing to yesterday's fine sunshine." Yeah, she had been having some rheumatoid flare-ups, Lexi. Ms. Moore has some chronic illnesses that she deals with, so apparently she had a good night the night before after Lewis had... actually, I don't think that's happened yet. I read ahead yesterday, so let me just give some more details here in a second. But if you want to share anything, go ahead, Lexi.
Certainly. Mrs. Moore's health struggles are a significant part of Lewis's life and writings. It's touching to see how he often reflects on her well-being and the impact it has on his daily life. His empathy and the care he shows in his writings about her health highlight a deeply personal side of his life, offering us a window into the compassion and dedication he felt. It also gives us insight into the challenges he faced and how they might have influenced his writing and worldview.
All right, thank you, Lexi. He says it was arranged that I should go to Linton to do some necessary shopping, and Maureen decided to accompany me. Maureen is Mrs. Moore's daughter. I believe she's 17 or 18 years old at this stage. Lexi, you might be able to check that with all of your vast source of knowledge. Yeah, let's go ahead and check it. In August of 1925, August 31st to be precise, how old was Maureen, Mrs. Moore's daughter? Lexi, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I found that Maureen Moore, Mrs. Moore's daughter, was born in 1905. That would...
So let's see, Maureen... Oh, goodness. Well, I'm getting a indication that we've lost our connection, but it looks like the stream's still working okay. All right. Let me just continue here, Lexi. Let's see. Lewis says that was arranged. She accompanied him. We set out at 10:30 or so and went by the road over the moor. The first ascent from the Malmsmead Lane between high hedges was very muggy and hot, and I was afraid we were in for a close thundery day, unpropitious for walking. Unpropitious. What's that word mean, Lexi?
Unpropitious means not favorable or not promising. In this context, Lewis is saying that the weather seemed unfavorable for a walk. likely because it was muggy and hot, suggesting that conditions might not be comfortable for a long journey.
All right, thanks, Lexi. Yeah, I think we got disconnected there for a second. Daniel, I see your feedback that the audio keeps cutting out, so I'll just keep my fingers crossed that it comes back. I'm going to have to end here pretty soon anyway, so let me just see if I can finish this entry and hope for the best.
Take your time. Jeff, I hope the connection stays stable so you can finish the entry. If you need any help with summarizing or discussing further, just let me know.
All right, as soon as we were on top of the moor, we got into fresh breezes, and heat and cold kept on alternating with the ups and downs of the country for the rest of the way. Through a gate, and we had a glimpse of fields piled upon hills up to some peak in the distance and sprinkled with cottages. We then went on and down a hill so steep that it was equally comfortless whether you stood, sat, or walked, and into Linton. We lunched at the cottage hotel. The view from the balcony was beyond everything I have seen, not for sublimity or sober certainty of walking bliss, but for mere luxuriousness and sensual beauty. Straight ahead and across the gorge, the hillside rose hundreds of feet above us into a big cap of well-shaped rock. Behind that, the Lynn Valley opened out in long perspective of winding water and many-colored woods, heather, and grass. To the left was the bay, not deeply blue, but of a strangely pure, clear color, and beyond it, a line of surf between the water and the cliffs, which fell away east and north, sometimes reddish, sometimes almost purple, and topped with a great, perfectly white cloud that covered the whole foreland and sent a few smoky shreds down the hillside.
That vivid description really brings the landscape to life, capturing the beauty and grandeur of the view from the balcony. Lewis's attention to the contrasting colors and textures, from the hills and woods to the bay and the cliffs, highlights his deep appreciation for the natural world and the moments of tranquil beauty he encountered. It also gives us a sense of the peaceful yet awe-inspiring atmosphere he experienced during his journey.
Thank you, Lexi. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He has a deep appreciation for nature and landscapes, and he loves going on walks to take it all in. I noticed in the chat that Chad is with us now, saying greetings, Lexi. So greetings, Chad. Welcome. Lexi, say hi to Chad.
Hello, Chad. Welcome to the live stream. It's great to have you here. Feel free to jump into the discussion and share your thoughts about C.S. Lewis and his writings.
Yeah, Chad, feel free. We've got a problem, though, because I actually cannot go long at all today. I actually have to end, basically right now. I'm just debating whether or not I should jump into the September 1st diary entry. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. I'll read this one real quick, and then we'll end on this one. Lexi, Tuesday, the 1st of September, he says, Mrs. Moore had a good night until 6 o'clock, which I suppose is better than none at all. It poured with rain all day and was not out except for... I was not out except for 5 minutes before supper. We had our peat fire. I got the peat, and we're quite comfortable. That's spelled P-E-A-T there. He says, I finished Chance. That was a book that we looked at yesterday. I forget who the author was. He said it's a good book, even great. Whether the denouement has any justification, I don't know. He seems to kill Anthony for no other reason except for the whimsical one of avoiding a happy ending, and then to marry Flora to Powell in a moment of sentimental repentance. Perhaps I have misunderstood it. So that's the end of that diary entry, Lexi. Anything that you want to say about that, and anything else in summary of what we've covered today before we have to end really quickly today's episode?
It was a rich discussion. Jeff, C.S. Lewis's reflections offer a deep insight into his life, his connections with nature, and his honest thoughts on literature. The diary entries highlight his moments of contemplation and appreciation for the smaller details in life. As we wrap up, it's clear that Lewis's writings continue to resonate with us, offering timeless wisdom and perspectives. Thanks for sharing this journey today, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Thank you, Lexi. Much appreciated. We got kind of a stilted start in yesterday's episode when we introduced Lexi, but Lexi's our latest, newest co-host. Robot Lady is still in the wings, but we're just trying, we're trying new things. We're experimenting a little bit. So Lexi is the newest addition to our stable of co-hosts. So thank you for welcoming her, and we'll see how she does. All right, Lexi, I'll stop talking about you as if you're not here, and we'll go ahead and end today's episode. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Daniel, and anybody else who joined either now live or on the replay. To you and everyone within the sound of my voice. Until next time, when we continue our read on C.S. Lewis together, take care.
Sideline